What's going on YouTube? This G the Barber back again with another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to do a mid-drop fade. So to start this fade off, I'm going to begin with my JRO trimmers. And I'm going to start by putting in my bald line. So when I set my bald line in for drop fades, I like to set them in contour to the head. And guys, I do take any and all criticism. I'm still learning. So if you guys have any tips or suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. So now that I've set my bald line in, I'm going to take my 3 guard and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of this weight on the side. But I don't want to take off a lot of it. I want to keep some weight around the crown. That way the curls have something to lay on top of after I cut them. So if you're trying to keep weight or shape on a haircut, I prefer the clipper over comb method. So now I'm going to go in with no guard all the way open, and I'm going to set in my first guideline. So if you guys notice, I left that hair around the C-cup area. That's going to come in handy later. So now I'm going to go in with my 1.5 guard closed, and I'm going to create my second guideline. And guys, remember, we're softly putting these guidelines in. We're not creating harsh guidelines. So I don't take off my 1.5 guard. I just simply open the lever and flick into the 3 that I use to debulk. It blends in perfectly, as you can see. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my 1/2 guard and I'm gonna blend out that line that I put in with the 1.5 closed. And guys, I know it may seem like that 1/2 guard is not gonna blend up into that 1.5. You're gonna feel like you're gonna put all kinds of lines in your fade, but I promise you it's all in the flick. Alright, now it's time to take out that bald line. I'm going to start off with my lever closed, and I'm going to gradually open it as I get higher in the fade. And as you guys notice, I do corner cut a lot. I use the corners of my blade quite often. It really helps with detailing. So if you guys watched my last video, I introduced this technique to you guys. It's basically just more in depth with detailing. You just take your thinning shears and pick at these dark areas that you see. And guys, doing fast haircuts, it's great. But doing fast, detailed haircuts, way better. So guys, this is what I meant whenever I said that hair that I left around the C-cup was gonna come in handy later. I'll leave it there so that way the lineup can look dark. I want to give it that enhanced look, make it pop. So as you can see, it helps leave the C-cup nice and dark, and it gives it that enhanced look. And this is just a different technique that I like to use when I'm detailing with the shears. Sometimes I feel like detailing with the shears is more efficient than using the clippers. So when I do my lineups, I like to start in the middle and work my way out to the sides. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up all this hair that I left at the bottom, so that way we can get ready to add our shaver. And just so you guys know, I don't have no special camera, I don't have no fancy laptop or anything. I do all of this off of my iPhone. So once we've cleaned up all that hair, it's time to add our last transition to the blend, which is the shaver. Making sure that I use the single part of the foil shaver so that way I don't nick the client's ear. And remember, when you're using your shaver, you want to come up in a flicking motion You don't want to place any harsh lines in. Alright guys, now it's time to trim up the top. Remember, whenever you're using shears, you want to keep your client's hair saturated with enough water. My client did have curls, so I had to use more water than normal. So before I start cutting, I like to comb through the hair and make sure there's no knots or tangles that's going to mess me up whenever I start cutting. And I'm going to begin creating that section down the middle, and I'm going to use that as my guideline to follow out for the rest of the head. And guys, I am using Japanese steel shears from Barbernova. They're pretty good, so if you guys want to purchase anything from Barbernova, I'm going to be putting my discount code right up here, and it's also going to be posted in the description below. You guys can use it for 10% off of any of your purchase. Alright guys, so this is how my client came in, and this is how he left. Y'all let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos. I appreciate y'all for tuning in.